You're not broken. You're breaking through. And I need you to understand the difference right now. Because the lie you've been telling yourself, that something's wrong with you, that you're not enough, that it's too late, that lie is costing you everything. Eric Thomas says, when you want to succeed as bad as you want to breathe, then you'll be successful. But you're not gasping for it yet. You're comfortable in your discomfort. You've made peace with mediocrity. And that's the most dangerous place to be. Not rock bottom where change is forced, but the middle where change is optional, where you can survive without thriving, where you can exist without living. I'm here to disturb that peace, to shake you awake, to remind you that you were not designed for survival mode. You were built for dominance, for excellence, for impact. But first you have to get angry. Angry at the years you've wasted. Angry at the potential you've buried. Angry enough to do something about it. Not tomorrow, not Monday, right now, this moment. Because moments become minutes, minutes become hours, hours become days, and days become a life you barely recognize. So stop waiting for permission. Stop waiting for the right time. Stop waiting to feel ready. Ready is a lie. Fear tells you to keep you stuck. You'll never feel ready, but you can still rise. Let me tell you about wealth, and I'm not just talking about money. Real wealth is waking up with purpose. It's having energy in your body and peace in your mind. It's relationships that fulfill you and work that excites you. But yes, financial wealth matters too, and you don't have it because you're focused on the wrong thing. You're focused on making money instead of creating value. Tony Robbins studied over 50 successful people before he became one, and he learned that wealth follows value, always. You want more money? Create more value. Solve bigger problems. Serve more people. Naval Ravikant says, seek wealth, not money or status. Wealth is having assets that earn while you sleep, but you're still trading time for money, still working a job that caps your income, still living paycheck to paycheck, wondering why nothing changes. It changes when you do, when you invest in skills that scale, when you build systems instead of working in them, when you stop thinking like an employee and start thinking like an owner. Even if you have a job, adopt an ownership mindset. Ask, how can I add more value? How can I become irreplaceable? How can I leverage my time? Because the moment you shift from how much will I get paid to how much value can I create, everything transforms. Wealth isn't found, it's built. One decision at a time, one skill at a time, one value add at a time. Start building today. Discipline is freedom. I know that sounds backward. You think discipline is restriction, rules, punishment? No. Discipline is choosing what you want most over what you want now. Jocko Willink gets up at 4:30 a.m. every single day. Not because he has to, because he knows that winning the morning wins the day. David Goggins runs when he doesn't want to, works out when he's exhausted, pushes when everyone else quits. Why? Because he understands that discipline is the bridge between goals and accomplishment. You can have all the goals in the world, but without discipline, they're just wishes, dreams, fantasies. Discipline makes them real. But here's what nobody tells you. Discipline isn't built in giant leaps. It's built in small daily decisions. It's built when you make your bed even though you're late, when you drink water even though you want soda, when you work out even though you're tired, when you save money even though you want to spend it. Each small act of discipline is a deposit in your self-trust account. And when that account is full, you believe you can do anything because you've proven it to yourself. So start small. Pick one area, just one. Maybe it's waking up at the same time daily. Maybe it's no phone for the first hour. Maybe it's 10 minutes of exercise. Doesn't matter what it is. What matters is you do it every single day. No excuses, no negotiation, just commitment. That's how you build discipline. That's how you build a life worth living. Your past is not your prison. It's your platform. Every successful person has a painful story. Oprah was abused. Denzel Washington grew up in poverty. Jim Carrey was homeless. J.K. Rowling was a single mother on welfare. What made them different? They refused to let their story become their identity. They used their pain as fuel, not an excuse. Dr. Gabor Mate teaches that trauma is not what happens to you. Trauma is what happens inside you when nobody's there to help you process it. The event is over, but you're still living in it, still feeling it, still letting it control your decisions. Therapy isn't a luxury, it's essential. Processing your pain isn't dwelling on the past, it's freeing yourself from it. You can't heal what you don't feel. You can't release what you don't acknowledge. So stop running, stop numbing, stop pretending you're fine. Face the pain, not to live in it, but to move through it. Because on the other side is power. On the other side is purpose. Your mess becomes your message. Your pain becomes your platform. Your scars become your story. But you have to be willing to do the work. The uncomfortable, painful, necessary work of healing. Get a therapist. Join a support group. Read books on trauma. Practice EMDR or somatic experiencing. Whatever it takes, because you deserve to be free, and freedom is waiting on the other side of healing. Go get it. Your body is a reflection of your priorities. Look at it. Really look. Is it strong, energetic, capable, or is it tired, weak, and breaking down? Dr. Andrew Huberman's neuroscience research shows that physical health directly impacts mental performance. When you move your body, you create neurochemicals that improve mood, focus, and memory. Exercise isn't about vanity, it's about vitality. It's about having the energy to chase your dreams, the stamina to outlast your competition, the strength to handle stress without breaking. You can't build an empire if you can't get out of bed. You can't chase millions if you're too exhausted to think clearly. So prioritize your body, not someday, today. Eat real food, not processed chemicals designed to be addictive. Move daily, even if it's just a walk. Sleep 7 to 9 hours. Non-negotiable. Dr. Matthew Walker's research is clear. Sleep deprivation destroys your health, mood, and performance. Manage stress through breath work, meditation, or time in nature. Your body is keeping score. Every junk food meal, every skipped workout, every night of poor sleep, it's adding up. And one day the bill comes due. Heart disease, diabetes, chronic pain, depression. Don't wait until then. Start now. Invest in your physical health like your life depends on it, because it does. Everything you want requires a body that can handle the journey. Build that body, starting today. One choice at a time. One meal, one workout, one good night's sleep. Your future self is begging you to start. Mental health is the foundation of everything. You cannot outwork depression. You cannot out-earn anxiety. You cannot ignore trauma and expect to thrive. Dr. Daniel Amen has scanned over 200,000 brains, and he'll tell you your brain can change at any age. Neuroplasticity is real, but you have to do the work. Therapy, possibly medication, meditation, journaling, breath work, connection, purpose, all of it matters. Dr. Bessel van der Kolk wrote The Body Keeps the Score, showing that trauma lives in your body, not just your mind. You can think positive thoughts all day, but if your nervous system is dysregulated, you'll still feel terrible. You need somatic practices, yoga, EMDR, somatic experiencing, techniques that release trauma from your body. This isn't woo-woo, this is neuroscience. Your mental health affects everything. Your relationships, your career, your physical health, your finances. When your mind is at war with itself, nothing else works. So prioritize it. See a therapist, not because you're broken, but because you're committed to becoming whole. Take medication if it helps. There's zero shame in that. Brains are organs that sometimes need medical support, just like any other organ. Practice self-compassion. You're doing your best with what you have, and that's enough. You are enough, but you also have work to do, work to heal, work to grow, work to become the version of yourself that's free from the chains of unprocessed pain. Do that work. Your peace depends on it. Time is the only currency that matters. You can get more money, you can get more opportunities, you can get more knowledge, but you cannot get more time. Every second that passes is gone forever. Steve Jobs knew this. On his deathbed, he didn't wish for more money or success. He wished for more time. You have time right now. The question is, how are you using it? Are you investing it or wasting it? Because scrolling for 3 hours is wasting it. Binge watching entire seasons is wasting it. Gossiping is wasting it. Those activities don't move you forward. They keep you comfortable and distracted while your dreams die of neglect. Tim Ferriss teaches the 82 rule. 20% of your actions create 80% of your results. Most of what you do doesn't matter, but some things matter tremendously. Figure out what those things are, then protect time for them fiercely. Block your calendar. Say no to distraction. Create phone-free hours, deep work hours, strategic thinking hours, because focus is the new currency. In a world of infinite distractions, the ability to focus is rare and therefore valuable. Cal Newport's research shows that deep, focused work is what creates breakthroughs, but you're constantly interrupted. Notifications, messages, emails. It's killing your productivity and your potential. Take back your time. Take back your focus. Decide what deserves your attention and ruthlessly eliminate everything else. Your life will transform when you do. Fear is just a feeling, not a fact. You treat it like truth, like gospel, like proof that you can't do something. But fear lies. It told you that you'd fail, and maybe you did, but you're still here. It told you people would judge you, and maybe they did, but their opinions don't pay your bills. It told you that you weren't ready, but nobody's ever ready. Susan Jeffers wrote a whole book called Feel the Fear and Do It Anyway, because that's the secret. Brave people aren't fearless. They're just committed to acting despite fear. Nelson Mandela was terrified in prison, but he chose courage over comfort. Malala was shot for going to school, but she kept advocating for education. Your fears are valid, but they're not the boss of you. You are. So feel the fear. Acknowledge it. Thank it for trying to protect you. Then do the thing anyway. Ask for the raise. Start the business. Have the conversation. End the toxic relationship. Move to the new city. Whatever it is that fear is keeping you from, do it. Because the cost of letting fear win is regret. And regret is heavier than fear. Regret is looking back at your life and wondering, what if? Don't let that be your story. Let your story be one of courage, of taking risks, of failing forward, of trying despite fear. That's a story worth telling. That's a legacy worth leaving. So what are you afraid of? And more importantly, what are you going to do about it? Feel the fear. Do it anyway. That's where your life begins. Your environment programs you. You think you're independent, making your own choices, immune to influence. You're not. Dr. Joe Dispenza's work shows that your environment sends constant signals to your brain. Same people, same places, same routine. Your brain predicts the same future. You're stuck in a loop, and you'll stay stuck until you change your environment. Jim Rohn said, "You're the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with." Look around. Who are your 5? Are they growing, learning, pushing you to be better? Or are they negative, stagnant, dream-killing people who want you to stay small? If it's the latter, you have a choice. You can keep them comfortable, or you can become successful. You cannot do both. This isn't about being better than anyone. It's about protecting your energy and your future. Some relationships need to end. Some need distance. Some need boundaries. And that's okay. Love people from afar, if necessary. But don't sacrifice your dreams to make others comfortable with their mediocrity. Find new environments. Join masterminds. Attend conferences. Read books. Listen to podcasts. Surround yourself with people who inspire you, who challenge you, who make you uncomfortable in the best way. Because when you're the smartest person in the room, you're in the wrong room. Find rooms where you're the least successful, the least knowledgeable, the least accomplished. It'll be humbling. It'll be challenging, but it'll change your life. Your environment is either supporting your growth or sabotaging it. Choose wisely. Small daily actions create extraordinary lives. This is the compound effect. Darren Hardy breaks it down. Small, smart choices over time equal massive results. But you can't see it in the beginning, so you quit. You read for 10 minutes and don't feel smarter. You save $20 and don't feel richer. You work out once and don't look different, so you quit. You give up right before the compound effect kicks in. James Clear teaches that habits are the compound interest of self-improvement. Getting 1% better every day seems insignificant, but compound that over a year, you're 37 times better. 1%, that's all. But you want 50% overnight. You want the body in 30 days, the wealth in 6 months, the relationship without the work. That's not how life operates. Life rewards patience, consistency, trust in the process. The bamboo tree spends 5 years building roots underground. You see nothing, but in year 6, it grows 90 feet in 6 weeks. That's the compound effect. That's nature's way. And it's your way too. You're building roots right now. Even though you can't see progress, even though it feels pointless, the roots are growing, the foundation is forming, and one day, seemingly overnight, you'll shoot up. Everyone will call it luck, an overnight success. But you'll know the truth. 5 years of invisible work, 5 years of discipline, 5 years of trusting the process. So keep going, keep showing up, keep doing the small things daily. The compound effect is working. You just can't see it yet. Trust it anyway. The failure is feedback, not final. Thomas Edison failed 10,000 times before inventing the light bulb, but he reframed each failure as discovering another way that didn't work. That's the mindset you need. Michael Jordan was cut from his high school basketball team. He used that rejection as motivation to become the greatest. J.K. Rowling was rejected by 12 publishers before Harry Potter got published. Colonel Sanders was rejected over 1,000 times before someone bought his chicken recipe. These people aren't special. They're persistent. They reframed failure. You're letting failure define you. I failed, so I'm a failure. No, you failed, so you learned. You didn't succeed, so now you have data. You got rejected, so you're one step closer to acceptance. Failure is not your identity. It's an event. It's information. It's education. And the most successful people fail more than everyone else, not because they're bad at what they do, but because they try more. They risk more. They put themselves out there more. So they fail more, but they also succeed more. You're playing it safe, not risking, not failing, and therefore not succeeding. You can't have success without failure. They're a package deal. So embrace failure. Seek it. Get excited about it, because every failure is bringing you closer to success. Every no is leading to yes. Every rejection is protecting you from wrong opportunities and preparing you for right ones. Fail forward. Fail fast. Fail often, but keep failing. Because when you stop failing, you've stopped trying. And when you stop trying, you've stopped living. Gratitude rewires your brain. This isn't spiritual philosophy. It's neuroscience. Dr. Robert Emmons has proven that practicing gratitude increases dopamine and serotonin, reduces cortisol, improves sleep, and boosts immune function. Gratitude literally changes your brain chemistry, but you're focused on what's missing, what's wrong, what you don't have. That focus creates more lack, more problems, more dissatisfaction. What you focus on expands. Tony Robbins practices gratitude daily, even in his worst moments. Oprah kept a gratitude journal through poverty and abuse. Jim Carrey practiced gratitude when he was broke and homeless. These aren't coincidences. It's a practice that changes everything. Start today, right now. List 3 things you're grateful for. Not big things, small things, your breath, your sight, your next meal, the roof over your head, the opportunity to change. Feel the gratitude. Don't just think it. Feel it in your chest. Let it expand. Do this every morning for 30 days. Watch what happens. Your relationships improve. Your mood lifts. Your energy shifts. Opportunities appear. Not because circumstances changed, but because you changed. You started seeing what was always there. Possibility instead of limitation. Abundance instead of scarcity. Hope instead of despair. Gratitude doesn't change your situation. It changes you. And when you change, your situation changes in response. Practice gratitude, not when things are good, especially when things are hard. That's when you need it most. That's when it's most powerful. That's when it transforms you. Action cures everything. Confusion? Take action and gain clarity. Fear? Take action and build courage. Doubt? Take action and create proof. You're waiting for clarity before acting, but clarity comes from action, not before it. You're waiting to feel confident before starting, but confidence comes from doing, not before doing. Mel Robbins teaches the 5-second rule for a reason. When you have an impulse to act on a goal, you have 5 seconds to move before your brain kills it. 5 to 4 to 3 to 2 to 1 to go. Don't think, don't hesitate, move, because thinking gives your brain time to manufacture fear, doubt, and excuses. Movement interrupts that pattern. This is how you build momentum. This is how you create results. One action, then another, then another. You don't need a perfect plan. You need momentum. Messy action beats perfect inaction every time. Because we would not want you're waiting for everything to be perfect. The perfect plan, the perfect time, the perfect you. None of that exists. Perfect is procrastination in disguise. Done is better than perfect. Started is better than ready. Imperfect action is better than perfect inaction. So stop preparing and start performing. Stop planning and start executing. Stop learning and start earning. You have enough information. You need implementation. So implement today, now, one thing. Just one action toward your goal, then another tomorrow, and another the day after. That's how this works. Not giant leaps, small, consistent action, relentless forward progress. That's the formula. Walk it, run it, live it. Your identity determines your destiny. Who you believe you are becomes what you experience. If you identify as someone who's always broke, you'll find ways to stay broke. If you identify as someone who's unlucky, you'll see bad luck everywhere. If you identify as someone who can't lose weight, you won't. Your identity is your operating system. Dr. Benjamin Hardy teaches that you don't attract what you want, you attract who you are. Want different results? Become a different person. Not someday, now. Decide who you want to be, then act as if you already are that person. What would the wealthy version of you do right now? Do that. What would the healthy version of you eat? Eat that. What would the disciplined version of you choose? Choose that. This is identity-based change, not hoping to become, being. James Clear breaks this down in Atomic Habits. Every action is a vote for the type of person you're becoming. You vote with every choice, every meal, every workout, every dollar spent or saved, every minute used or wasted. Who are you voting for? The person who makes excuses or the person who makes progress? The person who quits or the person who persists? You decide with every vote. So cast your votes wisely, consistently, intentionally, because those votes compound into your identity. And your identity creates your reality. Want to change your reality? Change your identity. Want to change your identity? Change your action. Starting now, this moment, this choice, vote for who you're becoming, not who you've been. Stop comparing yourself to others. Theodore Roosevelt said it, comparison is the thief of joy. In the social media age, it's worse than ever. You're comparing your reality to everyone else's highlight reel. Their success without their struggle, their results without their process, their wins without their losses, and you feel inadequate, behind, not enough. But you're seeing an illusion. Everyone struggles, everyone fails, everyone doubts. They just don't post about it. So you're comparing your full story to their edited version. That's insane. Stop it. The only person you should compete with is yesterday's you. Are you better today than yesterday? More disciplined, more skilled, more kind? If yes, you're winning. If no, you have work to do. But either way, everyone else is irrelevant. Run your own race. Focus on your own lane. Celebrate others' success instead of resenting it. Their win doesn't mean you lose. There's abundance for everyone. Their success proves what's possible. Use it as inspiration, not intimidation. And get off social media if it's toxic. Unfollow accounts that trigger comparison. Follow accounts that inspire action. Curate intentionally, because what you consume shapes how you think, and how you think determines what you do. Consume poison, think poison, act poison. Consume inspiration, think possibility, act boldly. Choose what you consume. Choose who you follow. Choose what influences you. Your journey is yours. Nobody else can walk it. Nobody else has your unique combination of gifts, challenges, experiences. Own your path. Trust your timing. Honor your journey. Rest is productive. Hustle culture lied to you. It told you that rest is lazy, that if you're not grinding 24/7, you're losing. That's garbage. Your body needs recovery. Your brain needs rest. Athletes train hard, then rest, because rest is when growth happens. Your muscles don't grow during workouts. They grow during recovery. Your brain works the same way. Alex Sujung Kim Pang's research shows that the most productive people work 4 to 6 hours intensely, then rest. Not scroll, not binge, rest. Walk, read, nap, play. This isn't wasted time. This is when your subconscious processes information, makes connections, solves problems. Your best ideas come in the shower or on walks, not at your desk grinding. That's diffuse mode thinking, and you need both. Focused work and diffuse rest. Build rest into your routine. Take breaks every 90 minutes. Take naps. Take days off. Without guilt, without shame. Jeff Bezos prioritizes 8 hours of sleep because better decisions come from rest. Arianna Huffington collapsed from exhaustion and now advocates for sleep as a productivity tool. Even Elon Musk admits working 120-hour weeks decreased his performance. The highest performers understand rest isn't the opposite of productivity. It's a component of it. Work hard, rest hard. That's the sustainable formula. Not work until you collapse. Work, rest, repeat. Build rest into your system. Honor it like you honor work. Because burnout doesn't make you productive. It makes you ineffective, sick, and miserable. Rest, recover, then dominate. Forgiveness sets you free, not them. You. You're holding grudges thinking you're punishing them, but they moved on. You're the one suffering, carrying anger, replaying hurt, reliving betrayal. Dr. Fred Luskin's Stanford research proves forgiveness improves mental health, reduces anxiety and depression, lowers blood pressure, strengthens immunity. Holding grudges literally makes you sick. So forgive. Not because they deserve it, because you deserve peace. Not because what they did was okay, because you're tired of carrying the weight. Forgiveness doesn't mean reconciliation. You can forgive and still maintain boundaries. You can forgive and never speak to them again. Forgiveness is an internal release, not an external relationship. It's saying, what you did hurt me, but I'm not letting it control me anymore. It's choosing freedom over bondage, peace over pain, future over past. If you struggle to forgive others, start with yourself. You're carrying shame about past mistakes, guilt about bad decisions, regret about missed opportunities. Forgive yourself. You did your best with what you knew then. You've grown since then. You're not that person anymore. Extend grace to your past self. Release the shame. Then forgive others. Write a letter you'll never send. Say everything you need to say. Then burn it. Literally release it. Feel the weight lift. That's freedom. That's healing. That's how you move forward unburdened. Forgive. For you, not for them. Choose peace. Choose freedom. Choose your future. Purpose gives life meaning. Viktor Frankl survived Nazi concentration camps and concluded that humans can endure almost any suffering if they have a strong enough why. What's your why? Why do you wake up? What matters to you? What impact do you want to make? If you can't answer these questions, you'll struggle with motivation and fulfillment. Because we're not seeking pleasure, we're seeking meaning. Simon Sinek teaches, start with why. People don't buy what you do, they buy why you do it. The same applies to your life. You won't commit to goals that don't align with your purpose. You won't push through obstacles without a compelling reason. So find your purpose, or build it. Purpose isn't found in a moment of revelation. It's built through action, through serving, through paying attention to what makes you feel alive. Ikigai is the Japanese concept of reason for being. It exists at the intersection of what you love, what you're good at, what the world needs, and what you can be paid for. Where do these overlap for you? That's your sweet spot. Experiment, try things, serve people, notice patterns. What energizes you? What do people ask for your help with? What would you do even without pay? The answers point toward your purpose. And once you find it, everything shifts. Work feels meaningful. Challenges feel purposeful. Life feels rich. Not because circumstances changed, but because you connected to something bigger than yourself. Find your why. Build your purpose. Live it daily. That's how you create a life that matters. Consistency beats intensity. Everyone wants dramatic transformation. The 100-pound weight loss in 6 months. The $1 million in a year. The overnight success. Those are rare and often unsustainable. What works is consistency. Showing up daily. Doing the work whether you feel like it or not. Making small progress that compounds. Aristotle said, "We are what we repeatedly do." Excellence is not an act, but a habit. You don't need perfection. You need consistency. You don't need giant leaps. You need small steps, daily, repeatedly, relentlessly. Reading 10 pages daily equals 3,650 pages yearly, about 12 books. Walking 20 minutes daily equals 122 hours of exercise yearly. Saving $20 daily equals $7,300 annually. These actions seem insignificant, but compounded, they're transformational. You quit too early. You work out for 2 weeks and expect results. You save for a month and feel it's pointless. You're giving up right before the breakthrough. Angela Duckworth's research shows grit predicts success more than talent. Perseverance matters more than intelligence. So commit, not to perfection, to consistency, not to intensity, to showing up daily when you're tired, unmotivated, discouraged. That's when champions are made, not in highlight moments, but in hidden, repetitive, unglamorous grind nobody sees. Consistency is your superpower. Use it daily, without excuses, without negotiation. Just show up, do the work, trust the process. The results will come, not overnight, but inevitably. That's the promise. That's the path. Walk it consistently. Relationships determine quality of life. The Harvard study of adult development tracked people for 80 plus years. The conclusion: relationships predict happiness, health, and longevity more than money, fame, or career success. Quality relationships at 50 predict your health at 80. People with strong relationships live longer, have fewer diseases, report greater life satisfaction. But we're lonelier than ever. Thousands of online connections, few real relationships. Connected digitally, isolated emotionally. Why? Real relationships require time, vulnerability, presence. You can't build depth for likes. You need conversation, shared experiences, showing up when it's inconvenient. Evaluate your relationships. Are they reciprocal or one-sided? Energizing or draining? Supporting growth or maintaining comfort? Some need to end. Some need boundaries. Some need more investment. Be intentional. Reach out. Make plans. Have deep conversations. Ask questions. Listen without fixing. Be present without your phone. Show up consistently. Because at life's end, you won't remember your bank account or job title. You'll remember moments with people you love. Conversations, laughter, connection. That's what matters. Prioritize relationships now. Call your parents. Hug your kids. Tell friends you love them. Invest in your marriage. Build community. Success without relationships is loneliness with money. Real wealth is love, connection, belonging. Build that wealth. Nurture relationships. That's a life well lived. That's what you'll remember. That's what matters most. Invest there. Always delayed gratification determines your future. The marshmallow test studied kids' ability to wait for a second marshmallow. Those who waited had better outcomes decades later, better grades, careers, health, relationships, because life rewards those who can delay gratification. Saving instead of spending, working out instead of watching TV, building instead of consuming. These choices aren't fun now, but they create extraordinary future. You're wired for immediate rewards. Social media exploits this. Fast food exploits this. Debt exploits this. Instant pleasure, long-term consequences. Successful people flip it. Short-term discomfort, long-term gain. Warren Buffett lives modestly despite billions. Jeff Bezos reinvested profits for years before taking salary. The Rock trains at 4 a.m. They value future rewards over current comfort. What are you willing to delay? What can you sacrifice now for later rewards? You can't have both. Can't spend and save. Can't scroll and study. Can't party and build. Choose one. Want success? Choose delayed gratification daily. Train your brain to find satisfaction and progress, not instant pleasure. Celebrate saving. Feel proud after workouts. Get excited about learning. Rewire your reward system, because mastering delayed gratification means mastering life. Everything worthwhile requires waiting. Building wealth, building health, building skills, building relationships, all require time, patience, delayed gratification. Can you wait? Can you work today for rewards years away. Can you trust the process? That's the test. That's what separates those who make it from those who don't. Delay gratification, reap rewards. That's the formula. Money reveals character. Wealth doesn't change you, it amplifies who you already are. Insecure broke, insecure rich. Generous poor, generous rich. Miserable without money, miserable with it. Lottery winners go broke because they got money without developing character. Build both simultaneously. Pursue wealth with integrity. Treat people well, especially those who can't benefit you. Honor commitments. Be honest. Be generous with little so you're generous with much. Wealth without character is greed. Success without integrity is ego. Money without purpose is paper. Build wealth for freedom, impact, legacy. Not to flex, not to prove anything, but to serve and create. Carnegie gave away 90% of his wealth. Gates is giving his fortune away. Buffett pledged 99% to charity. They understand wealth is stewardship, not ownership. A tool to serve, not a trophy to hoard. Yes, build wealth, but with the right heart. Work on money scripts, beliefs about money from childhood. Do you believe money is evil? Rich people are greedy? Change those beliefs. Money is neutral. Character determines whether it creates good or harm. Build character first, then wealth. Use both for impact. That's legacy. That's purpose. That's wealth that matters. Examine your relationship with money. Heal it. Transform it. Then build wealth ethically, generously, purposefully. Money isn't the goal. Freedom to serve is. Money is the tool. Use it wisely. Build it intentionally. Share it generously. That's how wealthy people think. That's how you should too. Paragraph 23. 1,297 characters. Standards determine your life. Not goals, not wishes, standards. Tony Robbins says the quality you demand from yourself determines your reality. If your standard is mediocrity, you create mediocrity. If your standard is excellence, you create excellence. You say you want health, but your standard is eating junk daily. You say you want wealth, but your standard is spending everything you earn. You say you want success, but your standard is doing minimum work. There's a gap between what you say and what you accept. That gap is your current life. Raise your standards. Decide what you're no longer available for. I'm no longer available for toxic relationships, for mediocre work, for poor health, for financial stress. When you raise standards, life reorganizes around them. Different choices, different people, different results. But raising standards is uncomfortable. People resist. They'll call you changed, too good, obsessed, good, you're growing, the not. Don't lower standards to make others comfortable. Raise them and invite others to rise. If they won't, love them from distance. Your standards are non-negotiable. They're the line you draw saying, this is who I am. This is what I demand of myself. Hold that line. Refuse to compromise. Live at that elevated standard consistently. Your life transforms. Not overnight, but inevitably. Raise your standards. Become the person who lives at those standards. That's transformation. That's evolution. That's becoming who you're meant to be. Legacy is built daily, not in grand gestures, in small choices. Every interaction shapes how you'll be remembered. Every decision writes your story. What story are you writing? Someone who talked but never acted? Or someone who built despite obstacles? Someone who blamed? Or someone who took responsibility? Someone who stayed comfortable? Or someone who grew through discomfort? Your legacy is what you do when nobody watches. How you treat people who can't benefit you. Values you live when it's inconvenient. The example you set for observers. Maya Angelou said, people will forget what you said. People will forget what you did. But people will never forget how you made them feel. How are you making people feel? Lifted or diminished? Valued or invisible? Inspired or discouraged? Live like your grandchildren will ask about you. What will they hear? That you were kind, hardworking, generous, courageous, or bitter, lazy, selfish, fearful. Your legacy builds now. this moment, this choice was action. Don't wait until the end to think about legacy. Live it now. Be who you want remembered as today, not someday. Legacy isn't what you leave when you die. It's what you create while you live. Every day you plant seeds. Some grow into trees, shading future generations. What are you planting? Wisdom or runes? Strength or weakness? Love or fear? Plant intentionally. Water consistently. Trust your legacy is growing. It is. Through every kind word, every hard choice, every moment of integrity. Build your legacy, one day at a time. Pain is inevitable. Suffering is optional. Life will hurt. People disappoint. You'll face loss, failure, betrayal. That's pain, part of being human. But suffering, the story about pain, the dwelling, the victimhood. Buddhism teaches this. Pain is what happens. Suffering is resistance to what happened. When you fight reality, you suffer. When you accept reality and respond powerfully, you grow. Dr. Edith Eger found freedom in Auschwitz by choosing her response. You can't control what happens. You can control what you do with it. Let it destroy or develop you, embitter or better you, victimize or empower you. Choice is always yours. Some pain requires time to heal. Grief isn't rushed. Trauma isn't ignored. Take time, get support, process emotions, but don't build identity around suffering. Don't let the worst thing that happened become the only thing about you. You're more than your pain, more than your past. You're a person with agency, potential, power. Process the pain, learn the lesson, then release it. Not because it wasn't real, but because your future needs you whole, healed, ready. You can't build tomorrow carrying yesterday. Set it down. Not to forget, but to move forward. The past is behind you, the future ahead. Which direction are you facing? Turn around, face forward, walk toward what's calling, leave what's chaining. You're free. Act like it. Choose freedom. Choose forward. Choose life. Comparison kills joy and progress. Theodore Roosevelt said it. Comparison is the thief of joy. Social media made it worse. You're comparing your reality to everyone's highlight reel. There's success without struggle, wins without losses, breakthrough without breakdown, and you feel inadequate, behind, not enough. But you're seeing distortion. Everyone struggles, everyone doubts, everyone fears. They just don't post it. Stop comparing your chapter 1 to their chapter 20. You don't know what they sacrificed, how many times they failed, what they're dealing with privately. Run your own race. Compete with yesterday's you. Are you better than last week, last month, last year? That's the only comparison mattering. Celebrate others' success instead of resenting it. Their win doesn't mean you lose. Abundance exists for everyone. Their success proves what's possible, not what's impossible for you. Use their journey as inspiration. Get off social media if it's toxic. Unfollow accounts triggering comparison. Follow accounts inspiring action. Curate intentionally. What you consume shapes your reality. Consume poison, get poisoned. Consume inspiration, get inspired. Choose wisely. Remember, you're on your unique path. Your timing is perfect. Your journey is yours. Trust it. Honor it. Walk it without looking left or right at what others do. Eyes forward, heart open, feet moving. That's how you win your race. That's how you create your success. That's how you build your life. Focus on your lane. Run your race. Win your way. You're one decision away from a different life. Not a decision fixing everything instantly. 1, starting a chain reaction. The decision to get help. End a toxic relationship. Start a business. Commit to health. Forgive. Invest in yourself. One decision changes trajectory, but you keep delaying, saying later when you know later never comes, waiting for perfect when you know perfect doesn't exist. Make the decision today, now, the one you've been avoiding because it's scary or uncomfortable. Make it. Don't overthink. Don't negotiate with yourself. Just decide. Then take one action on that decision today. Decisions without action are just wishes. You're done wishing. You're ready to become. I know because you're still here. Something in you knows there's more available. Something in you is ready to rise. Trust that voice. Honor that knowing. Take the leap. Will it be easy? No. Will it be worth it? Absolutely. Because regret of never trying hurts more than trying and failing. Trying and failing teaches. Never trying haunts. Make the decision. Take the action. Start the chain reaction. Your future self is waiting, counting on you to be brave today, to choose growth over comfort, possibility over safety. Will you make the decision, changing everything? Or will you keep waiting, hoping, wishing? The power is yours. The moment is now. What will you decide? Who will you become? What will you build? The choice is yours. Make it now, this moment. Decide, then act. Watch your life transform. Forgiveness frees you, not them. You're holding anger thinking you're punishing them. They moved on. You're stuck, replaying hurt, reliving betrayal. Dr. Fred Luskin's research proves forgiveness improves mental health, reduces anxiety and depression, lowers blood pressure, strengthens immunity. Holding grudges literally makes you sick. Forgive, not because they deserve it, because you deserve peace. Not because it was okay, because you're tired of carrying weight. Forgiveness isn't reconciliation. You can forgive and maintain boundaries. Forgive and never speak to them again. Forgiveness is internal release, not external restoration. Saying, what you did hurt, but I'm not letting it control me. Reclaiming power. Choosing freedom over bondage. If you struggle forgiving, start with yourself. Most carry shame about past mistakes. You did your best with what you knew then. You've grown, learned. Extend grace to past you. Forgive your mistakes. Release shame. Move forward with wisdom and compassion. You can't build beautiful future dragging painful past. Let it go. Not because it's easy, because it's necessary. Your peace depends on it. Your future requires it. Choose forgiveness. Choose freedom. Choose peace. Not for them, for you. Write what you need to say in a letter you'll never send. Say it, then burn it. Release it. Feel weight lift. That's freedom. That's healing. That's how you move forward. Forgive. Release. Become free. You won't feel like it, ever. You won't feel like waking early, eating healthy, working out, saving money, building your business, having hard conversation. You'll feel like staying in bed, eating comfort food, scrolling, spending, avoiding. That feeling never disappears. Stop waiting for motivation. Stop waiting to feel ready. Feelings follow action, not the other way. David Goggins talks about call using your mind. Do hard things when you don't want to. Build mental toughness through repetition. Every time you do what you don't feel like doing, you prove feelings don't control you. You control them. That's freedom. When emotions don't dictate behavior, you become unstoppable. Rain or shine, good day or bad, motivated or not, you show up, you do work. That's integrity. That's discipline. That's what creates extraordinary results. So next time you don't feel like doing something you should, recognize that as the moment to do it. Not despite resistance, but because of it. Every time you push through, you get stronger. Every time you ignore the voice saying not today, you build character. Motivation gets you started. Discipline keeps you going. Build discipline. Do the thing, especially when you don't feel like it. That's when it matters most. That's when champions are made. In the dark, alone, when nobody's watching, when quitting would be easier, that's when you show who you really are. Show yourself you're someone who keeps going, someone who finishes, someone who wins. Do the thing. Now, you already know what to do. Deep down, beneath confusion and overthinking, you know which relationship needs ending, which habit needs changing, which dream needs pursuing, which conversation needs having, which risk needs taking. You know. The problem isn't information. You have enough. The problem is implementation. You're not doing what you know. The gap between knowing and doing is where your life is stuck. Stop searching for more answers. Stop consuming more content. Stop waiting for more clarity. You have everything needed right now to take the next step. Just one step, not the whole staircase. the next step. Once you take it, the next reveals itself. That's how this works. Clarity comes through action, not before it. What's your next step? What's the one thing you know you need to do but have been avoiding? That's your answer. That's your assignment. That's your breakthrough waiting. Do it today, now. Stop reading. Start doing. Your transformation isn't in the next video, book, or seminar. It's in the decision you make right now to finally become who you've been talking about becoming. Everything you need is already inside you. Stop looking outside. Look within. Trust yourself. Believe in yourself. Bet on yourself. Then act decisively, courageously, relentlessly, until you've built the life you've been dreaming about. You can do this. You were made for this. Now prove it. Not to anyone else, to yourself. Rise before you're ready. Let's go. Here's what I need you to answer. What's the one thing you've been avoiding that you know would completely transform your life if you finally did it? And more importantly, when are you going to stop avoiding it and start becoming it? Drop your answer in the comments. Say it out loud. Make it real. Let this community hold you accountable. And if this message woke something up inside you, if you felt that fire reignite, then follow this channel. We post daily life lessons that don't just motivate you for a moment, but transform you for a lifetime. Real talk, zero fluff. Just truth that changes lives. Your revolution doesn't start tomorrow. It starts right now. Join this movement of people who are done making excuses and ready to make history. Rise before you're ready. The world is waiting for you.